In Hosea's day, the sins of God's Old Testament bride led to severe suffering under God's judgments. Northern Israel had been sent into exile through Assyrian aggression. And as Judah began to rebel, they were threatened with destruction and exile as well. Yet despite these disappointing and even horrifying circumstances, Hosea called on every person in the visible and invisible church to seek forgiveness through repentance and faith. He looked forward to what other prophets called a remnant, a faithful people who would turn to God for salvation and would receive His everlasting blessings. In much the same way, until Christ returns in glory, the bride of Christ will remain far from perfect. And at different times and in different ways, God has brought judgment against His New Testament people. While the church is strong in some parts of the world, in other places, where the church was once strong, it barely exists because God has brought His judgment. But much like Hosea, we can be confident that no matter how hopeless the condition of the church may seem, God will not set His bride aside and find another people. God calls every man, woman, and child in the visible and invisible church to seek forgiveness through repentance and faith. He calls us to be the remnant of faithful people who will receive full redemption and everlasting blessings when Christ returns.